After a disastrous season 2, Rings of Power is finally over. The finale came out just a few days ago. And if you were one of those people that watched season 1 or watched the first half of season 2 and thought there's no possible way that this could get any worse, we saw some of the hints they were laying out and all the people that were shipping Galadriel and Sauron. But no, in the finale, they go all out with the shipping of Galadriel and fucking Sauron. And if you thought, well, maybe people were just reading too much into that, that's not the case, because they now officially come out and confirmed it. The Rings of Power director, Charlotte Brandstrom, brings the Galadriel energy, sharing that Galadriel was in love with Halbrand. Yes, that's true. The thing that we've been saying since the first episode, that it would be insane for them to do and so disrespectful and disgraceful to the world of J.R.R. Tolkien, they went all out and they did it. When these people, these freaks that get in there and try to cater to shippers, that is the worst thing you could possibly do. This is one of the reasons, one of the multitude of reasons why Rings of Power Season 2 saw such a drastic drop-off in its audience from people that gave up on the first season and then maybe even tuned in the second one and immediately gave up on that too. It is a disgrace to the name of Lord of the Rings. Take a look at this quote. Charlotte Brandstrom speaks on the relationship between Halbrand and Galadriel. Galadriel obviously was in love with Halbrand. This person has a husband, by the way, who's been MIA. Galadriel's husband just been MIA in this show, which never fucking happened. This is not real. This is not canon. This is a fucking joke. Yet, for some reason, she's got the hots for Sauron. She was very attracted to him. So when Sauron changes shape, he completely destabilizes her because that was her weakness. She had very strong feelings for the king, for Halbrand, obviously, in the first season. And then you even have the Rings of Power account. They're leaning into this. They wanted this. This is who they were trying to appeal to. In the same way that a show like The Acolyte tried to appeal to this little community of freaks, these shippers out there, that's what they did in the world of J.R.R. Tolkien, with characters that are not theirs to do this with, right? At least in the bullshit for The Acolyte, those are characters that they created. Whatever, all right? Do whatever you want with your dumbass characters. These are characters that have an established history, and none of it involves them wanting to fuck each other. Galadriel Nation, how are you doing? From @Rings of Power, from the Lord of the Rings on Prime account. This is one of the multitude of reasons why this show is an epic failure, because these are the things they fucking focused on. Turning Galadriel into something that she never was, turning Sauron into something that he never was. And maybe it's one of the reasons why we're now hearing that as season 3 is close to getting greenlit for this thing that was supposed to have 5 seasons, something they spent over $1 billion on just the first 2 seasons. Virtually all of the writers for season 2, none of them are coming back for season 3, if that does eventually get greenlit. Probably the best decision they've made in a long time, because the people who you had on board, the people that are writing this garbage, they are complicit in the bastardization of Lord of the Rings and Tolkien. It is unforgivable what they've done. And there's a reason it's been rejected the way it has. And you know what? If this were a show that had a $20, $30, $40 million budget per season and it was getting the viewership numbers that it was, you'd probably be like, hey, that's pretty good. Damn good success for them. That's not the case. They spent $700 million on the first season when you include the rights, and they've spent upwards of $450 million on the second season. This needed to break streaming records, not just for Amazon Prime, but for all of streaming in history. It needed to be a global phenomenon, their words, not mine, in order to be considered a success. And it has been anything but that. What a disgrace and a disgusting entry into the Lord of the Rings franchise.